Albert, do you believe in that fucking bullshit about dark and light keys?
Oh, what's that called? There's like a name for it.
Is there a name for it?
It's like a Jacob Collier thing.
It's not just him. People have been talking about it way before him, but like...
Oh, what is that? There's a name for it.
It's the idea that sharps are brighter and that flat keys are darker. Do you think that, like...
I don't know if it's like literally... It's like maybe just like the...
Well, no, like he literally believes that like if you wanted to write something with a happier, brighter sound, you would use a sharp key. But if you wanted something with a more mellow sound, you would use a flat key.
I think it depends on the tuning as well, right? Because sometimes, like when you do like a minor scale, right, the seventh is going to be sharper than.
Well, but on a keyboard, those are all.
On a keyboard, it doesn't matter
because it's all the opposite of just intonation. What's the opposite?
Well-tempered.
Yeah, well-tempered. So it's going to be exact.
Listen, but like technically, if you're doing stuff where you can change the pitches, like you would accentuate.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with flat or sharp keys, right? That would just be.
But I mean, it's like sometimes people say like that kind of thing where you raise it or lower it.
Like, no, he's like in the because I watched his fucking video that 5 stages explaining something. Lily, we're fucking talking.
You can. Go away. Wait, you need sound.
Oh, you're kicking Albert out. We were talking about music.
No, he can still stay here.
Do you want to talk about music? Do you believe in sharps and flat keys, like having different sounds, Lily?
Oh, hello.
Fuck her.
Hello. Oh, was the thing negative harmony stuff? Is that what?
No, what is fuck? He explained this though. What did he mean by negative harmony?
It's something with like the circle of fifths where it's like it's like some way that you can harmonize using like I haven't watched the video in so long. It's this video, right?
Is it where he explains it in 5 stages? There's some video where there's like a video series where some expert.
Is it the 5 levels wired?
Yeah. They've got like 1 million of these videos. But in one of these, he very clearly talks about the circle of fourths or circle of fifths, where he's like, down on the flat side, that's where the more mellow sounds are. But on the sharp side...
I wonder if that's also because he might have like some sort of synesthesia or way he associates sounds with...
I feel like if he had synesthesia, he would say it.
It's true. Well, some people... There's like a theory that like people with perfect pitch have...
I've actually read that before. Did I tell you I did that with Bella? So she has synesthesia, but she doesn't know anything about music. So I was actually kind of like curious. So I was like, okay. So I can play things on the piano, and she can remember the exact thing because it has a color. But she doesn't know like the notes or anything.
So she had spent time associating like...
Yeah, she could have perfect pitch. That's really interesting to me.
Some people say that people with perfect pitch maybe have like
a form of synesthesia. Yeah. Strong. That's really interesting to me. Oh, someone says Lily looks so pretty when she bends people. Aww. Aww. Oh, wait, are you left-handed? Albert.
No.
Oh.
Why?
Apparently a lot of left-handed people have synesthesia, or it's like 90% more. Oh, okay.
I feel like there's a higher percentage of string players with it, like relative to other musicians, because...
I wonder...
I think it's more self-selecting.
Yeah, because to fretless boards or whatever, memorizing pitches and whatnot.
Who can never play in tune, just give up, and people probably with perfect pitch have an easier time playing in tune.
I wonder if people with perfect pitch are more likely to be trombone players than any other horn player. Because it's kind of similar, right? You have a fretless, your slide.
Yeah.
You don't have valves.
Yeah.
Well, okay, can you describe when someone like, if I ask you to sing like a 440 hertz C, A? C, A? That's A, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm asking you, like, how do you remember it? You just remember the sound, though. The same way I would remember, like, the word dog or something, huh?
Yeah, so, like, when I whistle it, I can tell if it's, like, 440 or, like, 441, 442. Because certain orchestras tune at 441, and I think you're...
Why the fuck would you tune at 441?
Or some people think that because for strings, you actually want to play a little bit sharper than you would normally.
Okay, but 441...
Well, I know some European orchestras play at 442 because they're hit.
Like, okay, at least that's like an even number.
It's like it's like approaching half step up territory.
Wait, how many cents is a half step again?
I don't know.
Oh, caught the fuck out. Wait, we can calculate this, right?
Yeah.
If you double it, that's an octave. Oh wait, so the amount of cents for a half step would change depending on where you're at, right? Yeah. Higher notes, it would take more cents to get there.
880 is a full octave up.
Yeah, from A. So it wouldn't divide totally evenly, I guess. What is the big meme? Is it A at 420? Is that like the meme thing that people push, or is it 400?
Wait, what do you mean? For what?
There's a huge fucking meme where some people are like, if you want to uncover the true fucking nature of the music potential, you actually tune at A equals like 400 or 420 or something.
Really?
Instead of 440. Yeah. There's like a lot. Oh, well, I'm not saying a lot.
432.
Oh, is it 432? Yeah.
Also, like, if you listen to Baroque stuff, it's actually really... I can't remember if it's really sharp or really flat. I think it's really flat because that's just the tuning system that they used back in the day. And I'm not sure if it's because Bach is the one that established the whole well-tempered thing. So before then, you would literally need a clavichord or harpsichord that is tuned for the specific key that you're trying to play in.
Bach himself? Oh, I should know that. I didn't know that. He's the one that established well-tempered?
Yes. Well-tempered clavier is like his work. And because back in the day, they used just tuning, which is like what violinists or string players use, where it's like you tune it to like the note before rather than like an average of all the notes.
Gotcha. Bach was before Mozart, right?
Yes.
Bach was Baroque? Or okay.
So he was like kind of like the culminator of the Baroque period.
Like late Baroque into
late
classical.
Baroque
Yeah,
into
gotcha.
classical, but yeah, so first I don't know how they figured this out, but you know, like classical music historians are like, this is how it sounds like. So when you listen to Baroque stuff, it's like it doesn't sound.
Are we ready?
Aria, someone in my chat is screaming at me to tell you to check the pork.
Oh my god!
Wait, are you serious?
Oh jeez.
Well, why aren't you telling her in her chat, you fucking dumbass? Fucking ban that guy.
And anyways, so yeah, there's whole orchestras dedicated to playing things
Accurately as they.
accurate. And so you play with violin bows that are curved like this instead of the modern bow, and then you don't play with the chin rest, which is no chin rest, no shoulder rest. It's like super uncomfortable.
Do you have a lot of hearing loss in your left ear?
I think I have hearing loss in general. It's like I listen to things at much louder volumes than most people.
I wish I would have known that growing up earlier, how easy that is. That really disappoints me. I get really triggered now. I don't know if you do this, like when I go to there was a subscriber who had a guy that did a composition, he had a house party. I get really triggered when I go into places and it's at like hearing damage volume. Like it really bothers me.
I think for producers as well, they play it way louder because from listening to stuff and it's like, oh, I can't really hear it, and they make it louder.
Producers are so bad at that there are multiple Hollywood OSTs that get released with that 15 kilohertz hum. It's actually insane. Can you still hear 15? Wow, really?
I don't think so.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. You're like pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Well, there's there's a Lord, or is it 15 or 12, guys? I think it's the 15 kilohertz is the common one, right? But there's like on the Lord of the Rings soundtrack on the is it Pepe? Pippin, yeah. There's that guy sings a song, and on his vocal track there's a very audible like 15 kilohertz hum. And anytime he starts singing, you can hear it. It's like screaming loud. And like the only way that could have ever gotten through is if nobody working on that album could hear it. Yeah, it's insane.
Oh my god. But I would feel like people at that level would be able to just look at the waveform.
You just have to throw it on a spectrogram. Yeah, and you see it like right there. It's like holy shit. Yeah, you can open the files yourselves like an audition or whatever, and you can see them. And it's a lot on the Interstellar soundtrack as well. It's crazy.
You know what's interesting? I talked to a lot of friends who session in LA, and some of them are trying to get into composition, and a few of them ghostwrite for Hans Zimmer, and they're just saying like, or no, not even ghostwrite, they proof the ghostwriters for that. And
yeah.
So he has like a ginormous team that fleshes out more stuff, which I guess makes sense. When you're at that level, it's like you come up with the overarching ideas.
Yeah, it's very rare. I think Christopher Nolan, I think he does everything for him, but for a lot of the other projects he's on, a lot of it gets outsourced to people, yeah.
Where I'm sure he comes up with the major themes and then be like draws like a loose diagram of like, this is how he wanted it, and then someone just fills in all the other stuff.
Yeah.
I know Hans Zimmer gets a lot of shit for like the way he composes, but I think whether you like it or not, it's
effective.
Super influential. To the point where everything sounds like Hans Zimmer in modern scores. It's like either it sounds like Hans Zimmer or John Williams.
Man, you watched the I don't know if I would say anything sounds like John Williams. John Williams is really fucking thematic. Holy shit.
Yeah, I can't.
I would give my life to be able to write melodies like that guy. Holy fuck, he's so fucking good. Even like weird ones are super memorable. Like the Harry Potter one is kind of weird. There's like some weird chromatic steps in that, but it's like super fucking memorable.
I think a lot of his earlier stuff is heavily inspired by Wagner's things.
Yeah, oh yeah,
all
for
the
sure.
Stuff, like all the leitmotif shit.
Yeah. Especially the Star Wars theme. Holy shit, yeah.
But he self-plagiarizes a lot. But I guess it's fine, right?
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
He wrote the original, and he's like, I'm gonna yoink a bit of it. I'm trying to think of any other like modern composers that I know well. But...
Did you watch the Tony's piece on is it Temp tracks or whatever?
Yes. I'm so sad that channel went down, by the way.
I hate him so much. I can't believe he did that. Fuck him. We should have been able to like make him like a slave or something. I'm like pro-slavery in this case, and he should be forced to make videos.
I know, but he was just like, yeah. I mean, and then did you read the whole blog post about?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I respect him for quitting when he did, but fuck. That was like some of the best like video essay content.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Jacking my fucking viewers. I mean, I'll host you.
Steven!
I'll host you. Don't worry.
Don't host me, it's fine.
I will.
No, it's fine, I don't need to host. It's okay.
But yeah. Oh, sorry. Tony Zhao is his name.
Yeah.
The guy that did every frame of painting.
Yeah. I thought both his. I thought the one on like why Marvel music isn't memorable was interesting, and then. Wait, is that the one you're talking about?
Kind of. There's like a second part to that video that just shows all the temp tracks
the
that
temp
people
track
use.
one, yeah.
Yeah. It's rolled into like that's the same concept. Yeah.
Where the reason things sound like each other is because people use Hans Zimmer's music as like a temp.
That like
track.
from an art point of view as a concept is so fucking bad. Holy shit. It's so funny because like as you study like I'm sure I know in music, but I'm sure in every art form like like you always have like the established and then like the reaction because people are like, oh shit, we're sounding too similar, like fuck, we need to do something totally different.
Yeah.
So it's so weird that in like film it's like, all right,
accepted practice.
you literally edit the thing already to a pre-made track and it's like, give me something that sounds like, well fuck, what are you expecting to get? Like you're literally gonna get photocopied music, you know?
Because I think at that level, it's like you have so many moving parts, and people probably just don't want to wait for the music to get edited.
That's why I really respect, love him or hate him, that's why I respect Nolan and Zimmer's process of working side by side, like he composes as he watches it. I think that's really cool. I think it's...
Williams did that too?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he needed to as much, but it's possible.
I guess like with his style, it's like leitmotifs, like editing is like, oh, okay, this character shows up.
You add it to the motif.
theme.
Whereas for Zimmer's, it's literally, there's not enough music there for it to be its own thing. It has to be like with the film, like atmospheric, yeah.
I'm not done.
So, what was this chat talking about?
How angry you are viewers like this? Simple like.
Give out.
And then went upstairs and started streaming. Oh shit. It
I'll
does.
sit here.
Like the most.
Alright. There's no topics. Oh, Ramen Tedrati is actually pretty interesting.
Wait, who's that?
Game of Thrones, Pacific Rim, Westworld.
Okay.
He's been getting more traction like as of late. But his stuff also sounds really similar, but it's like it's distinct but similar.
I'm trying to remember Westworld's theme. Game of Thrones has a pretty memorable opening theme, I think.
If you listen to Westworld and Game of Thrones, they have a similar kind of like groove.
Okay.
Westworld is the da 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 da.
We're experiencing frame drops.
I feel like I probably...
No connection. It's the...
It's going a little up and down.
Okay, you want to grab the Ethernet cord? It's in my computer.
Alright.
What's wrong?
Yeah, we should get the connections fluctuating.
Damn.
Yeah, you can take it from either PC.
I probably skipped all the intros when I watched it, so I don't
No,
remember.
but do you remember Wait, did you finish Westworld?
Season 1 I did, yeah.
I think season 1 was like one of my top 5 seasons in TV.
Wow.
It's good. It was good.
There's my respect for you.
The second season was really bad.
Yeah. My biggest problem with Westworld was that there were some plot lines that were very good, and then some that I totally didn't give a fuck about. Like anything involving Bernard and Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins' character, like anything involving them, that storyline was very interesting to me.
I think that
anything involving like the surgeons and the black lady, I just didn't give a
like Maeve?
fuck.
Some people really like Maeve.
Yeah.
I thought it was like it had a lot of, you needed to suspend your disbelief for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But
I said I had a really hard time caring about the android people because I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Where it's like, I think it's pretty easily accessible for a lot of people, but it has a lot of interesting things to go back and revisit. Like it's fun to watch it the second time, and I felt the same way with like Prestige, Inception, not really Interstellar.
Maybe if I went back and watched it a second time, maybe I'd like it more. Did you watch the Blade Runner movies?
Not in a long time.
Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049?
I saw Blade Runner 2049 recently, but it was on the planes, and so I wasn't like fully engaged in that.
Gotcha.
But if the Westworld has a lot of the kind of like film arrangements of pop songs.
Oh, I do remember that, yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's really hard for me. So, I was presented this argument before, and it's incredibly compelling for why you should never, ever, ever, ever use traditional music like that in a movie. And it's because once you've done that, you've given up all control, or so much of your control, over how the viewer interprets that scene.
Because the source is already like
could come from something else, right? Like, say I'm watching a movie and I'm totally engrossed, and they start playing some song, and it's like the song I listened to like on the day my mother died. Like, I've totally lost the film because that's gonna totally take me out of it, and you have no control of it, right? Or there's like a lot of things.
You mean like immersion?
Not just like immersion, but like music is ultimately supposed to sell you some sort of emotion, get you involved in the film in an emotional way, right? But like, we can do things musically. Here's a minor chord, you're sad. Here's a major 7 chord, it's dreamy. Here's like a percussion line, right? You do things to evoke certain emotions. When you play a song that's already out there, though, there could be emotions already tied to it. You have no control over it. I guess that's the thing that kind of...
I think the show did a good job of
reinterpreting them?
Reinterpreting it to the point where it's a little more transformative. I mean, it still has some of that meaning, but it's supposed to be really in the background where you don't even know what it's from. It's not like they're not playing the actual songs, right? It's like they're
it's like rearrangements.
It's like rearrangements, but done in a different musical style, and I think it brings something a little bit different. It's like some of the songs. Because
I understand what you're saying, but like, imagine we were to watch like an old show or something, and like the woman and the man are like reunited after like a really long time, and it's supposed to be like the climax of the fucking movie, and then like an orchestral arrangement of like Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up" plays, and like normally it would work totally well, but it's like it's a fucking meme song, you know, and you've like totally yeah.
I think not all the songs have like that strong of a
pull. Yeah, no, of course. Not everything's going to be quite that dramatic.
Because I mean, like, I wonder if like the Rick Astley like meme is going to keep, like, it's going to be alive 100 years from now.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Did you see how big I'm the gnome guy? It came from me and Mr. Moon. You know that, right? It's a Fortnite thing now. I just don't ever forget that, Albert. If anyone asks you, because there's going to be a lot of people trying to claim it.
Mainstream.
That's right.
You should make a video on it.
Yeah, I thought about making an account to edit the Know Your Meme wiki because I don't have any credit in there, but I felt like that was so petty I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to edit it.
Steven?
Pretty good. Lily, can you please give me a Coke Zero? I don't know where they're at. No, Albert, don't do it. No, Albert, please no. Wait, I need to talk to you about music. Albert, what do you think about how do you feel yesterday when we were playing? And we're playing Megaloblocks or whatever, right?
Yes.
Playing D. Okay, I got a B flat chord. Then I get a C chord. Then I get a D chord. Then Lily says I play a C sharp chord. How does that make you feel? And I said, don't you mean D flat? And she said it's the same thing. How do you feel about that, Albert?
They're enharmonically equivalent, but I think that's not in the... You wouldn't use a C sharp.
I got you Coke Zero.
Okay, never mind. I'm just kidding.
I didn't want it.
Wait. Oh, this is interesting though. You know what? So this
Lily,
show,
I'm just kidding. It was a joke. Thank you, Lily.
Thanks so much.
Scott, are you saying no, Lily?
So in that
He's
video,
drinking it.
I really wanted to.
Lily, no. Sorry, what were you saying, Albert?
what I was saying was, so is this part of the same idea where like sharps sound like happier.
Oh no, it's not the same idea. It's a common meme.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go online, if you search for sheet music, especially sheet music, thank you, Lily.
For another one.
Especially sheet music the guitar players write,
Oh,
you'll see a lot of real dumb shit. Like they'll have like a melody where you might play like B flat, D, F, and then there'll be like D sharp.
Yeah.
It'd be like that's an E flat, but they just like write in whatever note fits. 'Cause, yeah,
It's not.
they have no concept of keys.
Yeah, they just know the chord that they've memorized.
They don't know the chord, they know the tabs, and then they know
they-
the name of the chord.
They know the name of the chord and they know which buttons to press.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But no, there's like another theory. It's like there's a difference between, or I think it goes on the same thing where it's like between a C sharp minor chord versus like a D flat. Like even though it's the same chord, right? But based on like in the keys that they're used in, they have a different affective quality. I'm like,
I mean, relatively speaking, that's absolutely true. But in terms of, I don't know.
But you're saying for the video that you watched, the Jacob Collier video.
Oh, he just thinks there are some people. This goes way back to classical people. Even there are people that think that different keys have different sounds. Like, fuck, I should remember this, but I know there were romantic composers that would say like, you do not write like sad songs like in the key of D or whatever, or like you don't write this like in this key. Like it has to be in this key. Like there are people that felt like very strongly about that. Did you ever know that improvisation used to be a big part of classical music, like that whole time period?
In Baroque period.
Yeah.
That's why like in a lot of like Baroque pieces they have all these little ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of those weren't necessarily written in. They're kind of suggestions almost.
Sure. Yeah.
And there was just a codified way where whenever you would just put that ornament in like wherever it is, but that ornament is a specific pattern that is always used in that style.
Yeah.
So,
Or like
so as a person reading Baroque music now, I know that when I see like a mordant or I see a turn, I need to play it like X way or Y way. But back then that's just
a suggestion.
Well, I mean, it's a suggestion. Like you could like put it in like how I would sometimes do. Like I would bend certain notes or I'll do slides. Like they just do it naturally. But
Who would ever talk about musical instruments?
not about improvisation in the Baroque period.
Apparently, in a lot of those pieces, because so many of the phrases were repetitive, it was just expected that, like, on the second turnaround, and that it would be improvisation. And then a lot of those people were like really good improvisers. Like, if you were a piano player, that was part of what you did. It's very interesting that got completely lost. I don't know, like, what time period.
Some musicians are
Robots.
only monkeys.
Look at this presentation.
I got into an argument. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of classical stuff?
Yeah. I was like doing competitions all my life, and then I stopped in college.
I got into like a bloodthirsty argument with a friend because I was like a big like Keith Jarrett fan, but I was in high school, so I was way more edgy. So my opinion of the time was that like wasting your life learning how to play other people's music is like a soulless endeavor. You're not even an artist. And he was like, did that, and we got into so many fucking arguments over that.
That's an interesting conversation because I know in YouTube, right, most successful YouTube musicians are
Start with cover artists.
Well, some of them literally start as cover artists and they never stop being cover artists, and you just watch them do live shows. And it's like the saddest thing because whenever people go to see them, they just want to see their versions of all the other songs they know.
Yeah.
From like artistic standpoint, it's like painful, but then
From a networking standpoint, it makes sense because when you're starting out, here's a pro YouTuber streamer tip. You want to make it big, getting to dip into other communities. If you're a musician, you're never going to release your own original song on YouTube that gets really big out of nowhere. Starting with covers of like anime pieces so that people get into your style and then start to watch more and more is like, yeah.
So I think covers is definitely like
It's also illegal, but
it's almost like a necessity if you just want to
just to start your brand, yeah.
to a wider audience. It's very rare that someone's original music gets recognized.
Super rare.
Like in a vacuum.
Do you guys think it's sad that like people only play other people's pieces? Because like in my opinion, when I listen to like a bunch of like violinists, right? Like they all have a different sound, even if they play like pretty much the same way. I'm not saying that they do, but like generally, like I don't know.
It's more of a classical music.
Thank you, Arya.
This is amazing.
I feel like it's just a totally different thing. Like it's not comparable. It's like asking like what's better, like photography or like painted art or whatever. Like
You're talking like classical music versus like
yeah, like your own. Because like you can make arguments that like doing your own music is like it's your own thing more than anything ever will be. Blah 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 blah. But playing other people's music, you could argue certain types of music are timeless and that these can be reinterpreted and everybody can tap into them. Like
yeah, I guess it's true.
But I feel like
although it is strange, I don't know if any other art form does it like music does. Like nobody like tries to make like Casablanca a million times or the Mona Lisa like a million times. Like yeah.
you said that about our drone.
I think it's because music is partially, or I mean not partially, it is a
We've
performance
never
art,
used
right?
that.
So where like the Mona Lisa, it's a fixed.
Once ever.
It's not going to change from like how it
I'm
was
not saying
finished
I'm
when
not
it was
the one you
painted.
have to
The music, you have like what is like how it's comprised, but the way that you play is
You
different.
bring it to the beach.
So if you establish like this is
I will say that's my biggest regret though as a violinist. It's like such a
I mean you could branch out from there, no?
Sure, but it's like the things that I've developed are like a year for music and like understanding technique, but like in terms of actual composition, that's just like a muscle that I've never like exercised, right? So like I find that while I can do it, I have the capacity. It's just like I would have to practice so much.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I had a friend like that in college who was really good at classical, like fucking everybody at those fucking piano studios, even in no-name colleges, are so fucking good. He couldn't improvise shit to save his life. Like even over 12-bar blues, he like couldn't do it. I was like, that's insane. But it's like a totally different skill, like you said, right?
That's exactly how I am. Like, you give me the sheets and give me a month, and like I will learn the piece and I'll play it beautifully.
Yeah.
But like if you told me like at the end now add whatever you feel like, I'd be like I have no idea.
Do your theme and variations on it.
Yeah. It's like nope. That's not happening.
yeah. It's funny. Some people think half the musicians are just professional cover artists, but I think it's a little bit different.
The best arguments I think against classical music, and the thing that bothers me the most is when people get really absorbed in it and stifle further like creative stuff.
How
Like,
was Christmas?
there's probably a lot of really good orchestral music that's being written now outside of the world of film that you'll just never hear because if you go to a concert hall, they're always going to be playing Mozart and shit. And it's like, okay.
I mean, part of it's like a finance thing, right?
Who created Christmas?
Yeah, but like, I think that's a really defeatist attitude because you say finance when they like survive on donations and shit, but I think the music could be made exciting enough to like appeal to modern people so it wouldn't be like so dire in terms of financing, you know?
Well, tell us why you tell us.
I just hear a lot of stories from musician friends who are like who are either playing orchestras, where no one wants to be a virtuoso anymore because unless you're like the top names, right? Like
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Ma, it's like prominent, like new generations like Hilary Hahn, Ray Chen. I don't even know any of the other ones.
Fuck you, Fred. What the
Like
fuck?
violinists.
Yeah, older folks who like classical music aren't compelled to go and aren't compelled to go watch those performances unless like they're playing like the most famous stuff.
Like literally like the household name pieces, yeah.
Yeah. And so they always have to do something that people know, otherwise people don't want to go.
It's ironic, but like this same shit happens in fucking jazz too, which is like the fucking jazz, you know.
Yeah.
But then you get people that like
We want this jazz.
we only want to play like giant steps like 50 million times, or like take 5 like in 50 million times, or like this song in 72 different times. So you're just like, dude,
I have it on purpose.
it's fucking jazz. Play something new. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
And I think also contemporary. I don't know. It's weird, right? Classical music it's like a genre. But technically, it's always being written.
I think it just takes a while too to like get them to like be like household names, right? Like I'm thinking like Aaron Copland, right? Like I played an Aaron Copland piece, and it's like he's pretty recent. It just like I just don't know who like the current people are who are composing.
Well, like
I feel like it's so different now because with the way that music is being.
I feel like the academic world holds back the progression of music quite a bit.
Sure.
Like if you look at like, well, fuck, this is gonna sound really bad, but like things that are pushing jazz forward, like in pop culture, like Bad Bad Not Good and Snarky Puppy are doing more for jazz than someone else's reinterpretation of some Coltrane piece for the 50 millionth time, you know? And these people are actually bringing it to the mainstream, like with this hip hop fusion shit, you know, like yeah.
It's interesting because classical music was the mainstream music back in the day. Like people would, like virtuosos were the pop stars of today, and it kind of shifted away from being like instrumental focused to being vocal focused.
Yeah, and it's very weird our obsession with the previous. Because like Baroque shit was real boring once classical rolled out and they ironed out. People like Mozart really fucking solidified the rules. And then when romantic music came out, why would you listen to boring fucking classical when you're doing crazy shit? And then from there, you know, yeah, you're post-romantic, you're impressionist, like...
I think it's really interesting from classical to Baroque, at least from a violin perspective, because like technology just changed. Right? Like once they invented inverse bows, like you can do so much more with the instrument. And so like I feel like the stuff that's happening today is just kind of like similar, where like technology has advanced like the culture of music, and like I don't know, like I'm just like perfect. Maybe classical music looks like EDM in like 100 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd already started experimenting with electronic stuff in the late.
Yeah, are there extra plates over there?
Damn, Andy.
What are you doing?
I'm checking out Andy right now. I miss phone streams. They're the best. Oh, look at that. This guy's toast.
Don't you like have the backpack shit set up?
Yeah, but honestly, I prefer phone. Like, I would go with phone if it didn't F so much.
No, yeah.
It's just so much more customizable.
I really want to build like a hotspot thing with the gun run. I feel like the backpack is too bulky. There's got to be a better solution.
So, I've tried like IRL streaming and connecting my phone to like the IRL like backpack modem.
Yeah.
And it's still so bad.
Do you connect via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth?
Wi-Fi. I've never tried Bluetooth. Wait,
Wi-Fi will be better than Bluetooth.
Okay, yes, I thought.
Why is it not good?
It just, I don't know.
Well, no, tell me, like, did it lag or what happened?
I just F.
Oh, you.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is watching people eat.
What is the smallest bonding device that bonds together 4 SIM cards? Do you know what the smallest device is?
Dude, I was actually thinking about that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Albert, do you know?
Can't be
Fuck, sorry guys, I'm trying to zoom out. This is very... Oh, that's me. Oh, that's a quick fix.
If you want to pay more, LiveView actually has more expensive. I don't know what you call them, interfaces, modems.
The fuck? Why haven't we got that, Albert?
Because we followed.
Explain yourself.
We've got the guide and we bought the cheapest one.
Well, we fucked up.
Because you know how like the way that it works is.
Wait, finish your sentence. I was interested. LiveView is more expensive. What?
So you've used the LiveView, right? It's like you have an interface. Wait, you haven't used an IO backpack? Oh, besides the one.
I don't really use it. I just hold the camera. You're the one that set it up.
So the way that it works is you have like an interface that connects 4 different modems to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. A bonder, something like that. Something that bonds.
So the bonder.
What's the smallest one you can get that can
They're
bond
all
4?
big, but the thing is, the reason it's big is because you have to connect modems to it, right? 4 separate modems, and the one that is suggested for the government backpack has 2 USB, 1 Ethernet, and then 1 Wi-Fi, and that's how it bonds through those 3 different connections: 2 USB, 1 over Wi-Fi, 1 over Ethernet.
Fuck, I did that thing where he said something I totally didn't pay attention.
Wait,
but I'm actually interested. Fuck.
No, it bonds those 4 different modems.
USB and internet and shit.
So on the government backpack, 2 of the modems are connected through USB, 1 is connected through Wi-Fi, and 1 is connected through an Ethernet port.
That sounds super shit. Why?
Because it's the cheapest one. But if you buy the more expensive ones, the modem, the bonder itself can directly take
Oh, what's up, sis?
SIM cards.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
So there's one where it's like it has 2 SIM card slots, and then the USB thing. So you could technically buy one of those,
What does
put those in
DCQ mean?
directly, and then you only need 2 modems instead of 4.
What about is there not one that has? Is that one still like a big device?
No, it's like the same size. It's just like slightly bigger.
No, how big though? Where's my backpack? Okay, so like I have a hotspot that's like this big.
Okay, no, it's bigger than
Why can't you get why can't somebody make a device that bonds together connections in that? Like in that size?
I think overheating. Like even on the small hotspots overheat like crazy.
Yeah, they break like so much.
Probably my favorite thing.
What might break?
Like they overheat and then they just stop working.
Great.
Like we've gone like 3 or 4.
Only a true weeb would know.
Excuse me?
One more, Steven?
No thank you.
Okay.
I heard weebs.
Wait, is there a lot of heat generated in a
A thing this big? Yeah.
It's just internet shit though. It's not like processing data or anything, right?
Okay.
Oh, maybe the actual bonding of the two connections takes a lot of CPU.
Yeah, it's like an encoding thing. It's a proprietary encoding that it bonds it and then sends like a compressed video, like to like their servers.
This device is much more complicated then. I understand. So there's like a built-in like H.264, H.265.
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had a lot of food.
What is this?
Well. Damn.
Those hipsters, I want to dance.